Paper is a Chinese invention that dates back to the year 107. By the year 610, excuse me, young man, what exactly are you doing there? We are in the middle of a shooting session, can't you see?
Oh, I see. You're the video guys, aren't you? Actually, I happen to be the presenter you hired for this.
Hey.
We are off to a bad start.
You see, I got lost. This forest is so big. I've counted over 16,000 trees already. The fact is that this is not a natural forest. It's been planted by man with a very clear purpose, to use wood as a source for pulp. Did you notice I have learned the script quite well? This video will show us how pulp is made.
For centuries, pulp has been part of our everyday life. Pulp is the raw material of most of the paper and cardboard we use.
If paper didn't exist, I won't be able to correct tests, because there will be no test. Or call the roll, because there will be no roll. I wouldn't even have paper to write my songs on, or posters with my picture.
Man has learned to plant trees as part of a perfect balance with nature. The process starts with the selection of trees based on their outstanding features.
I love this tree. We have selected it because of its outstanding characteristics. We will use its seeds and small branches to produce more trees as good as this one. We are at the nursery now, and this is a small plant that will become a huge tree like the ones we saw. These are parent plants, which we use to obtain small plants by vegetative propagation. Mother plants are obtained by growing little branches from a very good tree in this small garden. Vegetative propagation consists of taking tissue from a plant to obtain another one that is genetically identical to the original plant. This is how we take to the field the best characteristics of the best trees. Now we will take this small plant to the stake production room.
Stakes are small stems with two leaves. They are put in a cooler and taken to the rooting house.
Exciting! In the rooting house, stakes are distributed on trays with a substrate to make them develop roots. This takes around 30 days. Come along! It irrigates automatically every 5 minutes. Incredible! Mom! This plant is already 30 days old. Look at the roots. Beautiful, isn't it?
30 days later, the small plants already have roots and may be taken to greenhouses where they grow until they reach 16 centimeters in height. This takes from 16 to 20 weeks in fall and winter and from 10 to 12 weeks in spring and summertime. Before they are taken to the plantations area, plants undergo a hardening process in nurseries outdoors.
Hardening implies exposing the plants to similar conditions to those they will have out in the fields. Hold on there, little plants! There are two harvesting methods. One method uses a mechanical harvester and the traditional felling with a chainsaw.
In the traditional method, workers fell the tree with a chainsaw before they cut it into pieces. Then, logs are debarked before the grapple takes them to the road.
With one operator in charge, this machine is capable of felling the tree, debarking it, cutting into the exact size, and getting it ready to be loaded on trucks. But operating this machine is not so easy. You have to be trained for it.
Every UPM employee who works in the plantation's operations has all the necessary elements to work under the best safety conditions.
There are international standards like FSC, which means Forest Stewardship Council. This is how they obtain the pulp that is used to make paper. See you at the pulp mill. Now we will visit a pulp mill. This mill uses the best available techniques. It minimizes water intake, generates energy efficiently from the raw materials, and reduces the amount of residues to a minimum. All this means that it's a facility with minimum environmental impact.
Our pulp mill has 3 simultaneous processes.
An obvious one is extracting pulp from wood.
This takes place at the fiber line.
Another process is recovery and energy,
which consists of recovering the chemical agents used in the fiber line in order to use them again,
and obtaining all the possible energy during the process.
And the third process is effluent treatment, where we make sure that the effluents or gases released to the environment are not hazardous for humans or the ecosystem.
And all this is monitored from here, the control room. Let's go through the whole process to understand how a pulp mill like this one works with the least environmental impact. To start with, we have the fiber line.
Wood arrives by truck and then is carefully inspected by the company's operators.
Come on, Tom! Straight up, buddy! Right on! That's it! First thing to be done is cut up the wood into small chips. I will show you one. It's done in the chipping machine.
The chips are taken to big open storage piles like this one. A conveyor belt takes the chips to the fiber line.
Wood is made of 2 main components, pulp and lignin. Microscope, please.
Pulp is within wood. It is fiber-like and it's stuck together by lignin, the element that keeps the fibers together and accounts for their stiffness and consistency.
The first step in extracting pulp from wood is called cooking. This process takes place in the continuous digester, something like a huge pressure cooker. Inside the continuous digester, wood chips are combined with a solution called white liquor, a product made of sodium hydroxide and sodium sulfur to help dissolve lignin.
By dissolving the binding lignin, individual fibers are liberated from the wood matrix by the combined action of heat and chemical products. The resulting pulp is still brownish because it contains residues of black liquor and lignin. These residues are removed in subsequent washing steps. The pulp goes through several bleaching stages where the lignin that still remains is removed.
Several products are used for this purpose, where the main one is chlorine dioxide. Remember, this is a mill with minimum environmental impact, and that's why modern pulp mills don't use elementary chlorine anymore, but chlorine dioxide instead. Bleached pulp, ready for drying. It looks like cotton. What a great idea, this bleaching process. I will see if I can bleach my socks.
Hey, leave immediately! Don't make me feel more embarrassed! The resulting pulp from the bleaching process is spread through a pumping process. Pulp dryness is increased by means of filtration, pressing, and evaporation in drying machines. Pulp sheets are baled into large pieces that are taken directly to the port terminal on trucks especially designed for that purpose. At the port, bales are loaded on barges that take them downstream to a central port from where they are taken to different parts of the world aboard large vessels.
We already saw the fiber line. Now we will see the recovery and energy line.
Black liquor is burned in the recovery boiler.
This means that it becomes fuel.
Exactly. Black liquor is burned in the boiler to heat water and produce steam.
With such a heat boiler, will they supply me with hot water?
No!
Why not?
That's not what it's for.
But what is it for then?
The steam produced in the boiler is used to feed the turbines.
The turbine resembles an aeroplane engine. Each turbine has a series of discs with slots that rotate as a result of the high pressure steam provided by the boiler.
The energy produced by the turbines is enough to cover the mill's need and a surplus, which is led to the national grid. 25% of the energy generated is supplied to the national network.
But we were talking about the boiler, right? After it's burned, the black liquor leaks behind a residue at the bottom that mixed with water is called green liquor.
Green liquor is treated mainly with lime to make it into white liquor again.
The lime is recovered in this large lime kiln. That it means we can use it again, you see? Other issue is recovered to be used again as raw material.
In conclusion, wood is cooked in the continuous digester with white liquor. The resulting black liquor residue is used as fuel in the boiler to generate electric energy for the mill. The remaining black liquor at the bottom of the boiler is recycled to obtain white liquor again and continue with the process.
All this is based on the 3R principle: reduce, recycle, and reuse. This is an industrial plant with minimal environmental impact, which means that the water intake is kept at the minimal possible level. And this takes us to the third process, effluent treatment.
The effluent is treated before being discharged to the river. Water undergoes several treatments and cleaning processes, and the most interesting of those is the one that takes place in the
activated slash pool. In this pool, microbes, bacteria, and protozoa eat the organic substances contained in the water. Amazing! Wasn't I supposed to take my swimming class in this pool?
No!
Ah! Ooh.
Please leave immediately. All of this guarantees that the effluent discharged to the river is not a pollutant.
This chimney is 120 meters high, like a 40-story building. This chimney is much more than just that. It's part of a complex system by which gases are cleaned in order to avoid possible pollution. 99% of the solid substance floating in the gases are retained during the process. Want to come up and take a look from above?
Don't even think of it.
You sure?
No.
Come on.
Please leave immediately. The plume, or smoke, coming out of the chimney consists mainly of steam and carbon dioxide. By action of the trees, this carbon dioxide is converted to oxygen. The emissions in the chimney are under permanent control as part of the continuous environmental monitoring program of the mill.
And these are the three processes that are part of a pulp mill, which enable us to produce the main raw material to make paper. Paper is present in almost everything we do. It will be quite hard to live without paper. By doing things right, we can produce paper and take care of the environment. Otherwise, it would be useless. I hope you enjoy the video. See you!
Congratulations! I really liked what you said.
Well, we have to take care of the place we live in and preserve it for our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren. La planta utiliza la mínima cantidad de agua posible. ¡Qué emoción! En la casa de enraizamiento... Era obvio. En la casa de enraizamiento... ¿Cómo es? Existen dos métodos de cosecha. El enraizamiento. ¿Qué palabra, vos? ¡Fuerza, plantitas! Traducido significa manejo del consejo forestal. Consejo de manejo forestal, obviamente.